The Galactic Council was known throughout the universe as the governing body of powerful alien races. They controlled trade routes, set laws, and decided the fate of many worlds. But there was one place they had yet to explore: Earth. They believed Earth was a dangerous death world, a place where only the strongest could survive. Curiosity pushed them to send a team to investigate this strange planet. As the Council ship descended through the atmosphere, the team of aliens looked out at the blue and green globe below. Mountains towered high, forests stretched endlessly, and oceans sparkled in the sunlight. "What a beautiful planet," whispered Zalor, a member of the Council who had always been interested in Earth. "Looks can be deceiving," replied Rena, another Council member. "I've heard the stories about humans and their wild world. They are supposed to be weak and primitive." With a swift landing, the ship touched down in a vast meadow filled with colorful flowers. The team stepped out, eager to see what Earth had to offer. Immediately, they noticed the fresh air and the sounds of nature. Birds chirped, and a gentle breeze brushed against their skin. As they walked, they saw a group of humans nearby. The humans were working together to build a shelter. They carried heavy logs and laughed while they did it. "Look at them," Zalor said, his eyes wide with surprise. "They seem strong." "Just wait," Rena replied, folding her arms. "They won't last long in the wild." The Council team moved closer to watch. They observed how the humans communicated with each other, using gestures and laughter. A tall man with a sturdy build was leading the group. "We need to secure this side first," he shouted, pointing to the logs. His voice was confident, and the others nodded in agreement. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed through the meadow. A wild animal, a massive bear, appeared from the trees. The Council members tensed, expecting chaos. But instead, the humans stood their ground. The tall man shouted, "Stay calm! We can do this!" He picked up a stick and waved it, creating a barrier. To the Council's astonishment, the humans worked together. They formed a line and used their tools to distract the bear, while others finished securing their shelter. The bear, confused by the humans' actions, eventually retreated back into the forest. "What just happened?" Rena gasped, her face pale. "How did they do that?" Zalor smiled, realizing that humans were not as weak as they had thought. "They showed courage and teamwork. We should have expected this from a species living on a death world." As the sun began to set, casting an orange glow over the meadow, the humans celebrated their victory. They sat around a small fire sharing food and stories. The Council members listened to their laughter and felt an unfamiliar warmth in their hearts. For the first time, they saw the humans not as a primitive race, but as a resilient one. "This is just one group," Rena said, trying to hold on to her doubts. "We cannot judge all humans by this. I think we should watch more," Zalor replied. "There may be more to their story than we realize." The Council team decided to spend more time observing. They wanted to learn everything about humans and their world. The first day on Earth had been eye-opening, and it was just the beginning. They were determined to understand how these humans lived and thrived in a place so dangerous. As they prepared to return to their ship for the night, the team felt a mix of excitement and uncertainty. They were about to uncover the truth about humanity, and the Council would never be the same again. Would they find a species worth respecting, or would they confirm their fears? Only time would tell as they began their journey into the heart of Earth. The Galactic Council had come to judge, but they were beginning to see that the true strength of humans was more than just survival. It was their spirit, their will to work together, and their ability to rise against the odds. The shock of their first day on Earth would stay with them forever, setting the stage for the trials ahead. The Galactic Council gathered in their grand chamber, filled with bright lights and strange sounds. They were about to discuss their findings about Earth. The atmosphere was tense as Council members shared their thoughts on the humans they had observed. Some were impressed by their strength and teamwork, while others remained doubtful. "Humans have shown remarkable skills in their environment," Zalor began, his voice steady. "They can work together and face danger. We must see how far their abilities go." Rena shook her head. "They may have done well in one situation, but can they handle more? I say we challenge them to prove themselves. If they are truly worthy, they must face a series of tests." The Council members murmured in agreement, excited by the idea of creating challenges for the humans. They decided to design a series of extreme survival trials across Earth's most dangerous terrains: the scorching desert, freezing mountains, and a treacherous jungle filled with wild creatures. The news of the trials spread quickly among the council members, and they prepared to observe from their ship. The humans would not only face the challenges, but also compete against champions from other alien worlds. This would be the ultimate test of skill, strength, and teamwork. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the humans were unaware of the Council's plans. A small group of humans received a message about the upcoming trials. They were excited, but also worried. "What do we do?" asked Sarah, a brave and skilled leader. "These challenges could be dangerous." "We can't back down," replied Marcus, a strong and determined warrior. "If we show our strength, we can prove that humans deserve respect." The group agreed to participate in the trials. They trained hard for the challenges ahead, using their skills in teamwork and survival. They climbed, ran, and practiced their problem-solving skills. As they trained, the bond between them grew stronger. On the day of the first trial, the council ship hovered above the desert. The sun blazed down and the heat was intense. The humans stood at the starting line, facing the other champions from different worlds. They looked tough, with advanced technology and armor. "Welcome to the trials!" boomed a voice from the council ship. "Today you will face the harsh desert. Your task is to find a hidden oasis and bring back water. You have 2 hours. Good luck!" As the signal to start rang out, the competitors rushed forward. The humans quickly formed a plan. "We need to work together," Sarah shouted. "Split into teams and search for clues." The humans ran in different directions, using their instincts and knowledge of the desert. They searched for signs of water, looking for plants that thrived in moist areas. They climbed over sand dunes and navigated around sharp rocks. Meanwhile, the other champions used their advanced technology to scan the area. They had tools that could detect moisture from far away, but they struggled to adapt to the harsh conditions. The humans, relying on their experience and teamwork, were making progress. As the time ticked down, Sarah and her team spotted a small patch of green. "There!" she shouted, pointing excitedly. They rushed toward the oasis and found clear water bubbling up from the ground. With a sense of urgency, they filled their containers and prepared to head back. Just then, they noticed a group of alien champions approaching, using their advanced equipment. The humans quickly decided to create a distraction. "Marcus, use your strength!" Sarah instructed. He nodded and threw a rock toward the champions, creating a loud noise. As the aliens turned to investigate, the humans dashed back toward the starting line. Breathless and exhausted, the humans crossed the finish line just as the time ran out. The council members watched in shock as the humans delivered the water to the judges. "Humans did it!" one council member exclaimed, while others remained silent, surprised by the humans' skills. The trials had only just begun, but the humans had already proven they were not to be underestimated. The council could no longer deny the strength of humanity, and whispers of respect began to echo throughout the chamber. The challenge had started, and the humans were ready for more. The Galactic Council was buzzing with excitement after the first trial. Humans had surprised everyone by succeeding against their advanced competitors in the harsh desert. Zalor stood at the front, his face glowing with pride for the humans. "They are stronger than we thought," he announced to the other council members. "We must give them a chance to show more of what they can do." However, not everyone was pleased. Rena and a few other council members whispered in a corner. "This is a mistake," Rena said, her voice low and sharp. "If we let them keep winning, they will gain too much power. We need to prove that they are not fit for the galaxy." While the council debated in secret, the humans were preparing for the next trial. They gathered in a small camp, excited yet nervous about what was to come. "We did well in the desert," Sarah said, looking at her friends. "But we have to be careful. I heard rumors that the council wants to make the next trial harder." Marcus nodded. "We can handle it if we work together. We need to keep our eyes open for any tricks." As the sun rose on the day of the second trial, the council ship landed in a snowy mountain range. The wind howled and snowflakes danced in the air. The humans shivered as they stepped outside, looking up at the towering peaks. "Welcome to the mountains," boomed the council voice. "Your task is to find a flag at the top of the highest peak. You have 3 hours!" Once again, the humans formed a plan. They knew the mountains would be a challenge. "We need to keep moving and help each other," Sarah reminded them. "Let's go!" As they climbed, the cold air took their breath away. They pushed through deep snow, using ropes to help each other across icy slopes. The other champions, however, began to struggle. Many were not used to the extreme conditions and relied heavily on their technology, which was slowing them down. Suddenly, while the humans were climbing, Sarah noticed something strange. A group of alien champions was trying to sabotage their efforts. They were pushing loose rocks down the mountain toward the humans, hoping to create a dangerous situation. "Look out!" Sarah shouted as a rock came crashing down near them. "We need to stop them!" Marcus yelled, his eyes fierce. The humans quickly gathered and decided to confront the aliens. "We have to show them we won't be scared," he said. As they climbed higher, they spotted the aliens laughing and watching their attempts to climb. "They think we're weak," Sarah said angrily. "We need to make sure they see what we can do." In a moment of bravery, Sarah and Marcus led the charge against the aliens. They shouted and waved their arms, creating a distraction. "Come on, let's show them we're not afraid," Marcus called out. The humans moved quickly, climbing over rocks and pulling together to reach the top. With teamwork and courage, they made it to the summit first, planting their flag proudly. But as they celebrated, they noticed a few council members hovering nearby, watching everything unfold. Rena had her eyes narrowed and her lips twisted in a sneer. "Look at them, enjoying their victory," she said to another council member. "We cannot let this continue." While the humans celebrated, they had a plan of their own. They decided to investigate the aliens who had tried to sabotage them. That night, they snuck away from their camp and climbed down the mountain to find the alien group. "What are you doing?" one of the aliens yelled, startled as the humans approached. "You think you can intimidate us?" "We know what you did," Sarah replied, standing tall. "You tried to make us fail in the trial." "Why are you scared of us?" The aliens exchanged worried glances. "You don't belong in this competition," one of them said defensively. "You're just primitive humans." But the humans did not back down. "We've shown our strength and skill. You can't ignore that," Marcus stated, his voice steady. As the confrontation heated up, some council members watched from the shadows. They began to realize that the humans were not just fighting for victory, they were fighting for respect. And that respect was worth more than any trial or challenge. The humans returned to their camp that night with a new sense of purpose. They knew they had to continue to fight against the council's biases and prove that they belonged. The next trial would be another chance to showcase their strength, and they were ready to uncover the truth about what lay ahead. The Galactic Council was buzzing with tension. Rena was determined to put an end to the humans' success. "They have shown they can climb mountains, but they must be stopped before they gain too much confidence," she declared, her eyes burning with ambition. "We must test them in a way that will reveal their true limits." Meanwhile, the humans were preparing for the next trial. After successfully reaching the summit of the snowy mountain, Sarah, Marcus, and the others felt ready for anything. "We have trained hard, and we are stronger than ever," Sarah told her team. "Whatever the council throws at us, we will face it together." The next morning, the council announced the details of the trial. As the council ship hovered over a dark and mysterious forest, the voice boomed, "Welcome to the jungle! Your challenge is to find a hidden treasure. You have 4 hours. Use your skills to uncover the truth about yourselves." As the humans entered the jungle, the air was thick with humidity and strange sounds. Giant trees stretched toward the sky, and vibrant flowers filled the ground. "Stay close," Sarah warned. "We need to watch out for traps and other creatures." The humans split into smaller groups to cover more ground. They relied on their instincts, using their knowledge of the forest to navigate. But as they moved deeper into the jungle, they started to notice something unsettling. Shadows flickered around them, and they heard whispers that sent shivers down their spines. "I don't like this place," Marcus admitted, glancing nervously around. "It feels like we're being watched." Just then, they stumbled upon a clearing filled with strange symbols carved into the trees. Sarah approached the markings. "These look like warnings," she said, tracing her fingers over the grooves. "Something isn't right." Before they could react, a group of alien champions appeared, their faces twisted with anger. "You think you can win this trial?" one of them shouted, stepping forward. "You are nothing but lowly humans." The humans stood their ground. "We may be human, but we are strong," Sarah replied confidently. "We have worked hard, and we will not give up." Suddenly, the ground shook, and vines sprang up from the earth, wrapping around the humans' feet. "It's a trap!" Marcus yelled, struggling against the vines. The alien champions laughed, believing they had won, but the humans refused to be defeated. "Use your strength!" Sarah commanded. "We can break free if we work together." With a collective effort, the humans pulled against the vines, encouraging each other. "We can do this!" Sarah shouted, her voice filled with determination. Slowly, they began to free themselves, pulling together as one. Just then, Rena and other council members appeared in the clearing, watching the chaos unfold. "Look at them," she sneered. "They are weak. They will never survive the real challenges." But then something unexpected happened. As the humans finally broke free, they turned to face the alien champions with newfound strength. "We won't be intimidated," Marcus yelled, his fists clenched. In that moment, a fire ignited in the humans' hearts. They had faced danger, and they were ready to confront it head-on. "We will find the treasure and prove ourselves," Sarah declared. Rena, furious at the turn of events, stepped forward. "You think you can win this trial? You are only humans. You don't belong here!" But Sarah stood tall. "We may be human, but we have the heart and courage to face any challenge. We will not back down!" The tension in the clearing thickened, and the alien champions exchanged nervous glances. They realized they had underestimated the humans. The council members, too, were taken aback. Some began to see the truth. The humans were not weak, but rather determined and resilient. "Enough!" Rena shouted, trying to regain control. "We will see how strong you really are." With that, the trial turned chaotic. The alien champions tried to use their technology to trap the humans again. But this time, the humans were prepared. They worked as a team, dodging attacks and using their surroundings to their advantage. They climbed trees, swung from branches, and maneuvered through the jungle with surprising agility. The alien champions, caught off guard, began to falter. "They are too fast!" one of them yelled. As the humans finally located the hidden treasure, a chest filled with shimmering crystals, they let out a cheer. "We did it!" Sarah exclaimed, holding the treasure high. In that moment, the council members realized something significant. The humans were more than they had thought. They were fierce and capable. They had uncovered the truth of their strength through teamwork and bravery. Rena glared at the humans, but a spark of doubt flickered in her eyes. Perhaps they were not just lowly creatures from a death world. Perhaps they were the unexpected champions the galaxy needed. The great confrontation was only beginning, and the humans were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The Galactic Council had never seen anything like it. The humans had succeeded against all odds, proving themselves in the trials. As Sarah, Marcus, and their friends stood together, holding the shimmering treasure, the atmosphere was charged with excitement and tension. The council members were deep in conversation, their faces a mixture of shock and admiration. Rena, still furious but now more cautious, paced back and forth. "We must not let them think they can win this easily," she whispered to Zalor. "They are still dangerous. We must find a way to contain their strength." But Zalor, who had watched the humans closely, shook his head. "I believe they deserve a chance," he said firmly. "They have shown incredible resilience and teamwork. Perhaps we should reconsider our approach." The humans, oblivious to the council's debate, were filled with a sense of accomplishment. "We did it!" Marcus cheered, throwing his arms around Sarah and the others. "We faced danger and won! But what's next?" Sarah asked, glancing at the distant council ship hovering above. "Do we get to go home now?" As if on cue, a voice boomed from the ship. "Humans, you have shown great strength and courage. Your next challenge is to decide how you will use this power." The humans exchanged nervous glances. "What does that mean?" Sarah wondered aloud. "Are they going to give us more trials?" "No," the voice continued. "You will now choose your path. Will you continue to fight for glory, or will you work with us to help the galaxy?" The question hung in the air. The humans had come to prove themselves, but now they faced a choice that could change everything. They gathered in a circle to discuss their options. "We could keep competing and show everyone we are the best," Marcus suggested. "But what if we use this opportunity to help others instead?" Sarah nodded. "We've seen how divided the galaxy can be. Maybe we can work together to create peace. We could show the Council that humans can be allies, not just competitors." Another member of the group, Jenna, spoke up. "If we choose to help others, it might change how everyone sees us. We could be seen as more than just fighters. We could be leaders." As they talked, the humans felt a strong sense of purpose forming. They had faced challenges that tested their limits, and now they could choose a new path. They wanted to be a part of something bigger, to show the galaxy that they could be trusted. Finally, Sarah spoke again. "Let's choose to help. We have the skills to fight if we need to, but we can also learn how to build bridges. We can show the Council that humans are not just warriors, we are allies." With a unified decision, the humans turned to face the hovering ship. "We choose to work with you," Sarah shouted, her voice filled with determination. "We want to help create a better future for the galaxy." The council members looked at each other, surprised by the human's answer. Zaylor smiled, realizing that this choice could lead to a new alliance. "Then let it be known," he announced, "that today marks the beginning of a new era. Humans will join the Galactic Council as allies." Cheers erupted from the humans as they celebrated their victory. They had transformed from competitors to partners in a matter of moments. But Rena still stood to the side, her expression dark and uncertain. "We must watch them closely," she murmured to another council member. "This could lead to changes we are not prepared for." As the humans celebrated, they began to understand the weight of their decision. They would have to prove themselves not only in battle, but also in their ability to unite different cultures and species. They had earned their place, but now they had to work harder than ever to keep it. Days passed as the humans trained alongside other species in the council. They learned about different cultures, languages, and histories. With every lesson, they grew stronger and more united. They found joy in helping others, organizing joint missions to resolve conflicts and improve lives throughout the galaxy. As they worked, they also prepared for any threats that might arise. They knew that their new role came with challenges, and not everyone was happy with the change. Rena and her followers plotted to undermine the humans' efforts, determined to prove they were not fit for the council. But the humans stood firm, united in their mission to bring peace and understanding. They had transformed from mere fighters into ambassadors of hope. With each passing day, they forged connections and built a brighter future for the galaxy. And so, the story of the humans continued, marked by resilience, strength, and a determination to create a better world. A new beginning was just the start of an incredible journey, one that would reshape the fate of the galaxy forever.